Welcome to another session of Building the Bull. This session is brought to you by the Skylabs and Vetter Ecosystem. My name's Ryan. I'm so glad to be your host today. Now, in the last year, over 16,000 crypto projects have launched, and I got a question for you. How would you like to get paid to share quality crypto pre-sales on our CrowdX Calendar? Okay, that's what these sessions are about. They're designed to equip you and empower you with knowledge, resources, and experiences to support you in finding great crypto projects. Now, our ecosystem, the Vetter ecosystem, we use crowdsourcing as a model where we work together to find projects that have potential at the same time, bringing up warnings and red flags about projects that bring up concerns. Now, for the last 6 months, we've been recorded over around, 100 plus live sessions. I'll do the math later this week, see how many it actually is. At this point, it could be close to 130, maybe 140 live sessions, just like this, where we support our community in navigating the CrowdX Calendar, supporting scouts and finding 2x, 100x gems, supporting what to look for, but also paying out over thousands of dollars worth of crypto in during the process. Now, one of the things that makes our community so strong and awesome, like I said, is the crowdsource model. Okay, the crowdsource model, where literally, instead of you being in a position and place to do all the work and research by yourself or you're on your own, you can literally leverage the knowledge of the community and get amazing insights. And that's one of the things that we're going to be talking about today. Now, as you're hopping on board, go ahead and say hi, hello. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I see Aaron's with us. We got Catherine with us. Welcome. Hope you guys are doing fantastic on this Tuesday. At least Tuesday in my time zone. So hope you're having a fantastic day. So the topic for today's conversation, we're just going to start right off the bat here. And it's about Pinksale fair launches. Okay, Pinksale fair launches. Now, I'm not sure, what you feel about fair launches. You can go ahead and drop a comment in the chat. If you like fair launches, if you love them, type you love them. If you hate them, type you hate them. Just let me know what you feel. Or if you don't know anything about them, say that as well. But just literally right off the top, here's a fair launch. 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 Okay, these are straight off the front page of Pinksale. Hey, welcome, Carl. Okay, now we got a handful of pre-sales in here too, but just all these fair launches, just one right after another. One right after another. And the question is, are fair launches profitable? Okay, if you've personally done really well with fair launches, go ahead and drop a comment letting us know what's worked out well for you. If you've struggled with fair launches, let us know that as well. Okay, this is where we work together collectively to share our insights and see if we can crack the code on fair launches. But just like I said, the top projects all right here, all fair launches. Now, the auditing team has been collecting data for months on end, and today I have the privilege of sharing some stats with you about these fair launches. And what my intent with today's session is, as a scout, as a user of the platform, if you're looking at posting fair launch projects, you need to know the math. You get to know the data, okay? You get to know either what you're up against, or you either get to know what your edge is. If you enter the market with a fair launch, you get to know these things. Now, just to catch everyone up to speed, when I say a fair launch, this is not a traditional type of fair launch. A traditional fair launch is basically a token is getting ready to launch. You're in their Telegram group. They're excited. They're playing some hype music. Pump it up, and then all of a sudden they throw out the contract address, and you can just go buy. And it's just a feeding frenzy. Everybody tries to buy, and bots are sniping, and things are doing this, that, and the other, and it's chaos. That's a fair launch. Okay. What Pinksale is doing is something a little bit different. Okay, a little bit different. So, for example, what Pinksale is doing here is they have this process where you can contribute. So once this pre-sale starts, okay, it started on the 8th. It started today, and they have a soft cap. Okay, they have a 1 BNB soft cap. Okay, meaning if they raise over 1 BNB, they're going to launch. Okay? But the thing is, this is going to be open for 2 full days, 48 hours. And they're going to raise as much B&B as they possibly can during those 48 hours. Meaning, it can create a lot of hype and excitement. We've seen some projects raise an excessive amount of B&B because of these fair launches. Now, the thing is, if they raise an excessive amount of B&B, it's possible that the project could launch with a really high market cap, which means it's going to take a lot more volume to move price. Okay? It's going to take a lot more volume to move the price, move the needle, potentially hit your take profits. Okay? That's going to impact, as a scout, that can impact your personal profitability. As a scout, whether a project is profitable or not, we have certain criteria that we look at, and also with the hot streak rewards. You actually get bonuses based on more profitable projects. Okay, so the whole design of today's conversation is to break down the fair launch process, share some stats and data with you so you have the information to make educated decisions on whether this is the right strategy for you as a scout to post, or like I said, if you're looking at the projects as a user of the platform. All right. So if anybody has any questions on fair launches, go ahead and drop them in the chat. We got Jackie with us. We got Luis. Welcome, guys. Glad you guys are here. All right, so let's just go ahead and go over some of the stats that we have collected over the last handful of months here. I'm going to go full screen on this and see if I can zoom it in here. Okay. So since about May, we have audited over 102 projects that were fair launches. Okay, the Pinksale type fair launch. Over 102 projects. Now, during that time, 45 projects failed. Okay? 45 projects failed. 22 projects were in between failure and a 0.25x, meaning 25% gain, like 1.25x. Okay? So 25% gain. 8 projects were in between a 1.25 and a 1.5. Right here. 9 projects were in between a 1.5 and a 2x. 8 projects were in between a 2x and a 3x. 4 projects were in between a 3x and a 5x. 6 projects were in between a 6x and a 10x. So when we look at it like that, it's like, okay, well, I mean, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. You know, if we're looking at those numbers, okay, it's not horrible, it's not great, but it's not horrible. And so we may think, okay, well, if you just happened to get in every single one of these projects, okay, this is all about stacking probabilities in your favor. And if you don't know how to pick the winners, okay, if you don't know how to pick the winners, if you don't know how to pick this group over here, the next best strategy is getting in every single one. Why? You're just using math in your favor. Okay? I'm not saying this is a good strategy, nor am I recommending that you do that. I'm just simply saying math. Okay? If you don't know, as a scout, if you don't know how to pick the ones that have the potential to go 2x to 100x, you know, you would just get to post all of them. As many as you could. And you'd have an average of a 1.6x. Okay? That would feed into your hot streak rewards. That would do all that stuff. And again, you know, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Crypto is risky. Crypto is random. Okay? So, you know, this is not me telling you what to do or to buy crypto or anything like that. It's literally, we're going over math and numbers and data. Okay? So what does this actually look like on, like, percentages? Let's go take a look and see what that actually looks like on the percentages right here. There we go. There's the red image. Okay. So we have 44% of the projects failed in the first 24 hours. 44%. 21% was a less than a 1.25x, meaning you probably just broke even. I mean, that can mean that the project gains 1%. That doesn't even cover taxes or fees, gas, things like that. Even at a 25% gain, if it's at launch, maybe they have a higher tax. Okay, so that's just kind of like break even, really. No gains, really. Okay, so you add those two groups together, you got, again, 44%, 21%, that's 65%, 65.7%. That 65.7% of the time, you're probably going to either lose money or break even. Okay, so as a scout, you get to consider that. You get to factor that in. Hey, 67% of the time, I'm either going to break even or it's not going to be profitable. Is that worth it? Okay, is that worth it? 7.8% of the time, these projects do a 25% gain. 8% of the time, they do a 50% gain. 7.8% of the time, they do a 2x. 3.9% of the time, they do a 3x. 5.9% of the time, they do 5x. Okay, again, you get to think about your strategy and your plan. Now, I don't have a graph to show what just regular pre-sales do. That would, I feel like there's a lot more variables with that. We're just able to kind of put all these into a bucket because they are a fair launch. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the 24 or the 7-day time frame. Okay, 7-day time frame, it literally goes from 45 up to 72 projects out of 102 fail. Massive jump. Massive jump. Okay, so in that first 7 days, massive jump of projects fail in that time frame. We have 8 that are basically break even. So now you're at 80 projects out of 102 that are break even or fail. It's kind of risky. Over 25% gain, you have 4 projects. Over 50% gain, you have 2 projects. 2x, you have 5. 3x, you have 7. 5x, you have 3. And 1 did a 10x. Okay? And the average is kind of similar. Why? Some of these projects actually took a little bit of time to actually bulk up, but this one right here makes all the difference. This one project, out of 102, only one project was greater than a 10x. 102 pre-sales, 102 fair launches, only one of them was greater than a 10x. That gain carried this. Okay, that made a significant difference, especially when you got 72 projects over here that were basically nothing, 0, lost. Okay, now we look at the 30-day. Let me back up. Let me go look at our graph here. Here's the 7 days. 70% of the projects fail in that 7-day window. 70% fail in that 7-day window. Break even is another 7.8%. You add that together, that's like 78%. 78% fail in that first 7 days. And you have this small percentage over here. It doesn't even show the percentage right here for that 10x. Because it's so small. It's so one-off. It is not it's not the main thing. I mean, it is literally obscure. It is like elusive. It's almost like a miracle. Statistically, it's like a miracle. Okay, let's go back to our 30-day here. 30-day. Oh my goodness gracious me. 92 projects fail. Okay, 92 projects out of 102. The fair launch, the Pinksale fair launch, 92 fail in the 30 days. Okay, this is really, really good information. Okay, this is really good information. Because if you're a scout looking to post profitable projects, you know without a doubt you're not going to have profitable projects in the 30-day time frame, and that's going to crush your ranking. If you want to be a scout who posts projects that are long-term successful, this tells us right here that 92 projects out of 102 are going to fail in that first 30 days. Okay, I'm not even talking about break even. That's like under. That's under. Okay, break even's 4 projects. Okay, break even's 4 projects. Okay, so combined, 96 projects out of 102 are going to tank. Okay, no projects are in this window, 25% gain. 1 project is 50% gain, which is 1.5x. 3 projects at a 2x. 2 projects at a 3x. That's it. You have 6 projects here out of 102 that actually had any kind of significant gain after 30 days. Okay? If you're a user of the platform, what does that mean to you? Okay? What does that mean to you? If you're a user of the platform, what does this stat right here tell you? Why is this so important? Luis says odds are probably better at the casino slots. Just my opinion. Thanks for opening. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, so like there's a lot of similarities between, you know, the crypto space and gambling. And what do we know about gambling? The house always wins. And this is why I'm always talking about stacking probabilities in your favor. Okay? If you're looking for a 30-day profitability as a scout, it's not going to happen with fair launches, my friends. That would not be stacking probabilities in your favor. Hey, welcome, Sheepcoat. Glad you're here, brother. Okay? As a user, with the information I'm sharing, just like what Luis just shared, as a user, what's coming to you right now? After seeing the stats, seeing this data, you know, what are you realizing? Any aha moments happening? Any realizations that are coming to you right now? Feel free to share. Feel free to share those. So let's look at the 30 days. 90% failure rate for the 30 days for Pinksale fair launches. 90% failure rate. You add in the break even, you're looking at literally 94% failure rate. I mean, how many people would step up and be like, well, I got a 6% chance of winning? I mean, I'm a huge optimist, guys. I'm a huge optimist. And I think there's some things it's worth spinning the dice on for a 6% chance. It's some things only if the math works out. Okay? Only if the math works out. Only. So this is really small stuff. So let's go back to this other image here. And this is where I think the fun is going to start. Okay, this is where I think the fun is going to start. Think about this group right here. The 2x and beyond. Okay? In the 24 hours, there were 18 projects. 6, 4, 8, 18 projects that did a 2x or more. That is 17%. Okay, 17% of the projects actually did a 2x or more. For the 7-day, interestingly enough, there were 16 projects, and that's about a 15.6% return. I find it really interesting that these numbers are kind of similar. About the average success of the project, the average gain 1.6x and 1.6x. 18 projects did a 2x or more, 16 projects did a 2x or more. I find that really interesting. My question for us is simple. Do you think that as a community, as a group, we have the data, we know what these projects are? Do you think it's possible that we could find similarities with all these projects that actually did work out? And would it be worth it? I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. 17, we got, like I said, 17%, 15% of the project actually do a 2x or more. Now, if you knew what to look for when you're looking at fair launches, that obviously would give you a tool in your tool belt. Totally making this up, 100% totally making this up. Let's say one of the things that we figure out as a community, let's say one of the things is it's a really short fair launch, meaning it's 24 hours or less. Okay? One of the things is, fully doxed team. One of the things is fully audited contract. One of the things is revenue and plans for revenue and actual growth. One of the things is a well detailed plan on how to acquire and develop and mature their customer base or their user base. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. So I just want to throw that out to the community as a means of, what if we put our heads together and use some crowdsourcing to figure out what are the similarities amongst these projects here. And you got 18 projects here, 16 projects here. Well, that's 34. And then you got another 40 projects. Okay, and some of these could be the same. Okay, some of these could be the same. Okay, so it very well could be, some of these projects actually knocked it out of the park, and really it could only be like 18 projects. But some of these are obviously repeating. Okay? And there's sometimes where a project tanks at launch, it comes back on the 7th day, but then tanks again at the 30th day. That happens. Sometimes projects are horrible the first 24 and 7 days, and then they start, rising like a phoenix from the ashes in the 30 days. Okay? But that was one of the things that I thought would be kind of cool just to share and point out, some of these stats and some of these figures, like I said, as a means for supporting people and finding projects that, adding another tool to your tool belt. Catherine says, looks like a waste of time. Yeah, so, Catherine, it sounds like, if you're scouting and you're looking for projects, you're like, hey, mathematically, this just doesn't make sense. I don't even want to spend my time on it. And that's a great move because it allows you to narrow your focus. And now you have data behind it instead of just opinions. I was actually surprised to see how many projects actually had some decent gains for fair launches. I see a lot of this, but I was thinking the numbers are going to be closer to this right here than 45. Okay, I was thinking that there's going to be a lot more that did not so good. I didn't think it was going to be this high as the 30-day time frame, but I did feel like it was going to be, maybe 75% of the projects did not do good, and so that was interesting for me. Looking at this, so hopefully that was helpful, something a little bit different, but hopefully adding a tool to your tool belt, and just something to think about when you're looking at projects to scout and when you find projects that are on the calendar. Now, I've been getting a lot of feedback. On the projects. I'm sorry, not the projects, but in Discord, I've been sharing from the book, The Traveler's Gift, going over 7 decisions that determine personal success, and some people have been really enjoying it. So of course, we're going to continue that. And today we're going to go over the third decision for success. The third decision for success. Which is the active decision. Okay, the active decision. The third decision for success. I'm a person of action. Beginning today, I'll create a new future by creating a new me. No longer will I dwell in a pit of despair, moaning over squandered time and lost opportunity. I can do nothing about the past. My future is immediate. I will grasp it in both hands and carry it with running feet. When I'm faced with the choice of doing nothing or doing something, I will always choose to act. I seize this moment. I choose now. I'm a person of action. I'm energetic. I move quickly. Knowing that laziness is a sin, I will create a habit of lively behavior. I will walk with a spring in my step and a smile on my face. The lifeblood rushing through my veins is urging me upward and forward into activity and accomplishment. Wealth and prosperity hide from the sluggard, but rich rewards come to the person who moves quickly. I'm a person of action. I inspire others with my activity. I'm a leader. Leading is doing. To lead, I must move forward. Many people move out of the way for a person on the run. Others are caught up in his wake. My activity will create a wave of success for the people who follow. My activity will be consistent. This will instill confidence in my leadership. As a leader, I have the ability to encourage and inspire others to greatness. It is true. An army of sheep led by a lion would defeat an army of lions led by a sheep. I'm a person of action. I can make a decision. I can make it now. A person who moves neither left nor right is destined for mediocrity. When faced with a decision, many people say they're waiting for God. But I understand, in most cases, God is waiting for me. He has given me a healthy mind to gather and sort information and the courage to come to a conclusion. I'm not a quivering dog, indecisive and fearful. My constitution is strong and my pathway clear. Successful people make their decisions quickly and change their minds slowly. Failures make their decisions slowly and change their minds quickly. My decisions come quickly and they lead to victory. I'm a person of action. I'm daring. I'm courageous. Fear no longer has a place in my life. Far too long, fear has outweighed my desire to make things better for my family. Never again. I've exposed fear as a vapor, an imposter that never had any power over me in the first place. I do not fear opinion, gossip, or the idle chatter of monkeys, for all are the same to me. I do not fear failure, for in my life, failure is a myth. Failure exists only for the person who quits. I do not quit. I am courageous. I'm a leader. I seize the moment. I choose now. I am a person of action. If that resonated with you, go ahead and type, I am a person of action. And again, this is that was the third decision from the book, The Traveler's Gift by Andy Andrews. And like I said, I've really been enjoying rereading this book and sharing these thoughts with you, and a lot of people have been enjoying that as well. So, of course, we got four more to go through, and they do get better and better. I just love how those words can speak to us. So next, we're also going to drop in what we've been doing, continue the trend about ways of being. Okay, ways of being. Okay, these ways of being can support you not only as a scout, but also as a member of our community. It can support you as a husband, as a wife. It can support you as a child. It can support you as a parent. It can support you in all areas of your life. And these are just ways of being that can support you. So number one, what we're going to cover today, let me pull it up real quick. Number one, and these are just ways of being that, after, my mentor working with thousands of people, these are some of the ways of being that he saw in successful people. Okay, he saw in successful people. Aaron is a person of action. Catherine is a person of action. Luis is a person of action. Carl is a person of action. Absolutely. Absolutely. So this mindset of, I am deserving. Far too often we go through life with this undeservedness feeling that perhaps we don't deserve success, or we don't deserve the goal. And whether that is some sort of trauma that you may have experienced in some part of your life, or maybe that's some decisions that you're trying to work through, or some regrets or pains that you're trying to work through, there's this underlying feeling and vibration that you don't deserve it. And part of the reason for me, kind of diving deep into the personal development side and head game side, I mean, just by the way, if you've been enjoying the personal development and head game stuff, please let me know. Let me know if it's been helpful and encouraging, as we're, building out the ecosystem and building towards, that bull market. But, let me know if it's been helpful. But a lot of people, I've been on this personal development journey for a while, and it's just kind of always been a part of my life. But I do recognize that some people may have never even heard of the idea of reading a book and gaining some knowledge or some wisdom or a little gold nugget that could support you in potentially shifting the way you think or giving you a new skill set or how to shift your focus, which ultimately shifts your attitude. I mean, just this one little thing could shift it all for you. And so one thing you may be thinking, if you've looked and you've had a lot of missed opportunities in life, look back and kind of do an audit and say, well, what happened? How did you miss it? Did you not have the skill sets, or you're in the right place at the right time? You just didn't know what to do or how to handle it. But you want to develop the mindset that you are deserving. That you are deserving. Maybe you had a parent that was constantly nagging and tearing you down and belittling you, and maybe there's this ego inside, and maybe mentally you're still that same child. I know a few years back when I read the book Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins, I highly recommend that book. I highly recommend that book. So here's a prime example. Hassan has not done personal development. Hassan, if you're listening, man, please listen to what I'm about to say, my friend. The very fact that we're live right now contradicts what you just said. The very fact that we're live right now, I'm pouring into people, showing people that the resources that we've developed as a community to help people win in the crypto space shows your level of ignorance. And if you're open to actually talking about it, you'll stay. But I don't think you will. I think you might keep talking crap. And that's okay. It's your choice to do so. But the reason we did that, you would know if you had jumped over in Discord. Now, Hassan, I do invite you to go join our Discord. You can find the link in the group. Oh, so now we got our friends here. Well, this is fantastic. We're having a fireside chat. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is why it's important to do mindset, because you realize that you have personal power and personal responsibility. That you can only get so far in life when you blame other people for your failures and for your situation and circumstance. So like when you take full-on ownership and leadership of where you are in life and what you want to create, the sky is yours. You can do whatever you want. But some of us suffer from this lack of deserved mindset, okay? With this feeling of like we don't deserve it. And so to wrap that all up, you want to be able to have this feeling of you deserve it. And to do that, you get to work on yourself. Hey, Hassan, like I said, brother, I invited you to the community. You can do what you want to do. I invited you into the Discord. You can actually get the truth, or you can stay in your own circle and continue to spiral, probably like you have been always. It's up to you. We will continue to build like we always have been, and you can continue to blame other people for your current circumstances and current situations. All the best, my friend. So the second thing for success, and this is perfect. This is perfect for what Hassan and I are talking about right now. Optimistic versus pessimistic. Optimistic versus pessimistic. Like, I am an incredibly optimistic person. Like, I look at things like, oh man, this is going to be fantastic, and this is going to do this, and it's going to work out like this, that, and the other. And that's my general makeup. So it's really easy for me to be positive and look forward. Forward thinking, solution oriented, and things like that. And I know some people come from a place where they're very pessimistic. Everything's negative. Everyone's out to get them. It's everyone else's fault. They want to hop on a public stage and complain and cry and whine and moan to get their way. And it's just instead of taking personal responsibility and owning their contribution in life. Okay? Now, if you want to be successful, Which side do you think is going to give you that? An optimistic nature versus a pessimistic nature? And this is more than, I mean, you've probably heard the saying, is a glass half full or half empty? Of course, we've all heard that saying, but there's a lot to that. There's a lot to that. I mean, when you walk out the door and you think, oh my goodness, it's raining, it's going to be a horrible day, what kind of day are you likely going to have? When you walk out the door and you say, oh my goodness, I'm so happy to be alive, that's a different vibration. Coming from a place of gratitude, coming from a place of peace and joy and acceptance. And that's a totally different vibration. Totally different vibration. I mean, we're not going to get into this today or right now, but like a lot of the results that we have in our life, we're attracting. If you're tired of getting the negative crap, it's time for you to change the station. We talked about it last week. If you keep failing, you keep struggling, you keep quitting your job, you keep ending relationships, and you keep blaming all those other people, there's one common denominator there. It's you. And if you're not going to change, nothing's going to change. Nothing will change. Opportunist is the next one. Opportunist. This is big, especially in the crypto space. Nowhere else in the world, I believe, can there be so much that can happen in such a short period of time. I'm talking like massive momentum can be created instantly. Okay? Both up and down. Instantly. People can be excited one moment, people can be losing their mind the next moment. What do I say that? What I mean by that is sometimes windows of opportunity open and they are just open for a brief moment. And you get to be in a position to capitalize on those moments of opportunity. You get to be opportunistic. You get to take advantage of those opportunities when the window is open, because it's not always going to be open. I was talking to our lead dev a few months back. We were on the call talking about something, and there was an opportunity for arbitrage. And arbitrage, I don't fully understand it, so please spare me if this definition is way off base. But basically, you have two different brokers, two different sites, two different a CEX, centralized exchange, two different things selling or offering a token at two different prices. And you could buy it from one and sell it at the other and make a profit. And there was a significant difference in price. And I missed out on the opportunity. I wasn't ready to capitalize. Based on the way one of my wallets worked at the time, if you create a new wallet, it was whitelisted for 24 hours, and I could not access the wallet. I sell that to say that was an opportunity, and I missed it. Opportunities like that present themselves all the time. Another example, and this goes back to optimistic versus pessimistic as well. Think about Carecoin V2. Okay, we talked about Carecoin V2 a few weeks back. Carecoin V2, it was kind of just hanging out. It wasn't really doing much. It was kind of low. There was rumors around the V1 holders getting airdropped. There was some scarcity mindset, some pessimistic mindset about, are they going to dump? And next thing we know, the chart just tanked. Absolutely tanked. And rumors were, oh man, all the V1 holders, they sold. They sold. Oh, I knew I should have got out. All this pessimistic activity, pessimistic energy. Okay? And the opportunists and optimistic people who were following the project, they bought. And the gains that they made in a short period of time were some of the biggest gains that we've had in the last 6 months. 5x, 10x, 20x, 30x, 40x, 50x. Massive gains. And that is literally optimism, pessimism, and opportunist. Okay? They were an opportunist. They saw the opportunity. They believed in what was going on. And again, it's not financial advice. I'm not telling you to buy dips. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm simply saying sometimes Okay, with the right mindset, you can be in the right position and have an opportunity cross your desk, and you can be ready to capitalize, and it can make a significant difference in your life. Okay, significant difference in your life. Now, this is a fun one. This is a really fun one. How many people remember the show MacGyver, where he'd get himself into some sticky situations, and the only way he could get himself out, like say he got like kidnapped or something, or locked up in the dungeon, and like the only way he could break out is if like he tied his shoelaces together and put some toothpaste on it, and if the sun shine on it, it would explode or something. I mean, like, that's totally fictitious, but you get what I'm saying. Like, he made the most of every situation. Failure was not an option. He was going to find a way to accomplish his goal. And he was going to use every single tool and resource available that he had, everything that he could. Okay? He was going to use everything he possibly could to get out of the situation he was in. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty cool. I remember watching as a kid, you know, but he just used all the resources available. There was no limits. Success was not an option. Failure was not an option. Success was the only way. He's going to make it. He's going to figure out a way. We got this. And so, you get to have that same kind of mindset and idea. Be able to shift. Okay, what about this? Have we tried this? What about this? Have we looked at this? What about this? Have we tried this? If we were to work together to figure out what are the characteristics of profitable fair launch projects, that MacGyver-like ability and confidence. Okay, look, we're going to figure this out. What about this? Have we looked at this? What about, is it possible the size of the soft cap of B&B for the fair launch, does that play into it? Projects that have, one B&B soft cap, are those the ones that fail? Is it based on the tokenomics and the tokenmetrics, how that actually works? Is it based on this? Is it based on that? Okay, that idea of, doing whatever it's going to take to figure it out. Exactly. Yeah, Aaron's like break out of jail with a toothpick and a piece of gum. Absolutely. Like he's going to do it. And the beautiful thing about it was he believed he was going to do it. It wasn't like, oh, ho hum, we're going to try this out. Hopefully it works. No, he's like, this is going to work. Like, let's do it. Okay? And last for today, explorer and researcher. Okay? Explorer and researcher. This is huge. One of the things that, this is not to pat myself on the back. No one asked me to collect data for fair launches. I just started collecting because I thought we could use it as a community. No one has asked other community members to do certain things. For example, Metallurad, he collected a lot of projects, the audit companies. No one asked him to do that, but he thought it'd be helpful. Thought it'd be helpful with his own scouting. Thought it'd be helpful for the community. Okay? And so, explorer and researcher, just take it on and say, you know what? I want to figure out how XYZ works. I want to figure out maybe this could help our community. I want to figure out maybe this could help our scouts out. What if we tried this? What if we looked at it this way? Okay? I saw recently that someone had thrown out an idea about, sharing gains from, what we have going on here on the platform. So if you go the main page here, and then you click gains and tips, it's going to show you recent valves. Okay, so like right here, gains and tips. When you click right here, it's going to expand it out. This is where we have all of the gains. User reported gains, we have project gains, but this is going to show you the gains for the projects here. Okay? Now someone was like, hey, what if you could tell us, what projects had a 2x? And I think that's a great idea. He wanted to share it on social media. I think it's a fantastic idea. But don't let me stop you. Don't let me be the one that determines whether you do it or not. Like, you could literally come here, Leap token, 2.5x all-time high, val 1.99x. That's pretty cool. And you could take a screenshot of this just like this. Okay, maybe that's a little long. Take it like this. Okay, maybe you don't like the blue stuff there. Okay, let's take it like this. There we go. We got the perfect image. Okay? You could take that, you could paste this on a chart, okay? Or you don't have to have the chart, whatever. What I'm saying is explorer and researcher. To not wait for someone else. To not wait for someone else to say, hey, it'd be a good idea if we tried this out. You'd be like, you know what? Let me give that a go. Let me check this out. Okay, let me check this out. It's really easy for us to ask, hey, how does this work? Or, hey, how do I do this? But it's also just as easy to type in something called Google. Google, and search it. It's really easy to do that. Okay, it's also easy not to do. Okay, but part of that success mentality is that explorer and researcher. So with that, those are the things, just a little bit of mindset drip that we had today. The active decision, I'm a person of action. And then we covered, 5 characteristics of successful people. I am deserving. So I have a deserving mindset. Optimistic versus pessimistic. Being opportunistic. MacGyver-like abilities and confidence. And explorer and researcher. If you felt that those were helpful and something resonated with you, feel free to drop which one resonated with you today. And also go ahead and hit that like button, because then that helps other people find this video, which actually helps out the ecosystem. So with that, we're going to go ahead and take a look at a project today. And we're going to look at it just from the eyes of a scout. Again, we're going to, what it would look like if we came across this project. What are some of the things that we're looking for and when we look at this project and things like that. And actually, I was actually looking at this project the other day, and I was both happy and sad that Hellstrom found it before me. But he did find it early on. He found it like 2 months ago. All right, so good for him. I definitely found it late to the party. Okay, so let's go ahead and break this down just like we normally would. Take a look at the website here. This is called Nori Go. Okay, Catherine says, being an opportunist. Thanks, Catherine. All right, NoriGo, the most fun you will have with friends in Web 3.0. NoriGo is a skill-based social gaming platform where you can play against the platform or other players to win cash prizes. Our Nori token provides you with tradable memberships, which provides access to higher ranks, bigger rewards, and better in-game perks. We got pre-sale information, news, Surtech audit, white paper, and contract, all right here. Okay, now they clearly have their own style here. With this looks really basic, but that's the theme of what they have going on here. I love the fact I can find pre-sale information right here, news, Surtech audit right here, white paper, and the contract all within literally one scroll. That's super helpful. That is super helpful when you're researching projects, and they've done it in such a way where you can find all the information you need right here super, super, super fast. Okay, mission. Okay, we got some skill-based social gaming, premier gaming experience. Here's a team. All right, so we have pictures. We have titles. Pictures, names. We have first and last name, title, background, like college information. That's cool. Previous experience, founding, operating, CPG and app-based delivery businesses, previously head of growth and marketing for an undisclosed blockchain project. Okay, so they have some experience. All right, and you guys know how I feel about seeing teams with their face. So like a lot of projects will have something like this, and I don't really feel like this is doxed. And these could be the developers. They could want to be in the back end on purpose, and that's fine with me. This right here, I love it. I love it. I like seeing this. Now these guys look a little bit young, okay, but they do have some experience. Like he has, like I said, previously head of growth and marketing for an undisclosed blockchain project. That's cool. Let's see this guy. Oh, Chris. Previous research experience in cybersecurity and machine learning, experience in advising early stage ventures across a variety of industries. That's kind of interesting that he would be he'd be an advisor. He looks relatively young. I mean, he's not like a teenager, but like he looks young. We got Christian here, so we got Chuck, Chris and Christian, we got Triple C, currently leading growth efforts at a venture background fintech startup, has a track record of producing 10x growth YOY across a variety of different KPIs. So this is interesting with him. I guess he's working on two different projects. Okay, he's working on Norigo and this one. Okay. Now, one thing that's currently missing would be like the socials, but this is a good start. Okay, this is a good start. And then I would guess that some of these guys are maybe behind the scenes, maybe the dev team, something like that. Okay. Phase 1 is in progress. Okay. Phase 2 is not in progress. So we have player versus Norigo. You compete against the platform. Anyone can participate without paying entrance fees. The platform and sponsors establish the prize pool. In PvE games, owning Nori provides marked advantages both in gameplay and rewards for the players. All right, so they have it broken down how it works. Okay, how everything is paid out. Player versus player coming later. Players compete against each other, individually or as a team. Prize pool is generated by the entrance fees of the players themselves. Owning more Nori does not provide in-game advantages. That's cool. This is not, if you're into games, this is not a pay-to-win type thing. Sometimes in certain games you can pay more money, have better assets, and then beat your opponent. That's not how this works, which is pretty cool. Matches can be played using Nori or Ethereum depending on the league. That's cool. Yeah. And so far, I like the vibe. Okay, we're just all talking about the game stuff here. Okay, looks like it could be on. I didn't see if it was going to be on like PC or if it's going to be on Android, Apple. Being on the phone, or it could be a DApp, I suppose. Could be a DApp. Yeah. All right, let's take a look at the white paper. We have some consistency with their logo and branding. This was put out in October. Okay. That is interesting. Swapping colors like that, but oh man, they have a whole plethora of color schemes here. We got the same team that's on the website. No direct social links. Our seed stakeholders were meticulously chosen to bring maximum value to the ecosystem growth and development, backed by a private fund made up of investors from some of the biggest financial names, alums of Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, and various private equity and VC firms who have discovered and invested in multiple tech unicorns. So it sounds like they have some solid funding. Nori is a noun, means play, entertainment. Go. Norigo means go play. Also means to aim for. Aim for your prize, go play. That's pretty cool. We are proactive in our regulatory and legal affairs to create a safe ecosystem for all participants. So they're thinking ahead. Some of the same stuff is on the website. The new model allows Norigo to serve players directly without neither payment processors nor traditional banks. We can reach a worldwide audience of players immediately. Legacy gaming platforms have faced obstacles converting their established player base to using crypto. We are natively crypto, meaning our core user base and community is already crypto friendly. This is one of the things I've talked about before when projects are branching out. Who is your target market, and are they crypto knowledgeable? Do they understand? Okay, do they understand? Moreover, crypto adoption has skyrocketed since 2017. Now is the perfect time. Token ownership as tradable memberships provide an innovative incentive structure for players and monetization strategy for the gaming platform. Number of tokens owned correlate with the level of engagement with the platform. Trivia is a prime example of this. We saw some of the trivia. I think we saw some of the trivia images on the website. This is a really big white paper. So they have some case studies here. Consistent participation without losing money. Though the chance of winning is small with each play, when membership tokens allow players to participate ad infinitum, the token value increases drastically. Not locked in, users may be hesitant to purchase a permanent game pass in case they lose interest or become too busy, thus not getting their money's worth. Nori, as a tradable membership, tokens can be sold back any time. This allows the user to purchase without thinking too much. The blurry ROI math on whether the membership is worth it disappears. Okay, let's go ahead and check out the socials. Let's go check out Telegram. One, like the website. What do you guys think of the website? Clean, clear, crisp. What do you think of what we know about the team so far? Sounds like they do have experience in what's going on, and now they are a little young, but there we go. Tap to verify. I guess that's 9. That was confusing. And I suppose those are diamonds. Oh, hey, I made it. I made it, guys. Okay, so we made it into the Telegram group here. We got 2,100 members. Okay, 2,100 members. And we have 268 pinned messages. Wow. That's amazing. Hopefully, it's just not the same thing pinned over and over again. Hopefully, we have some substance here. Although I keep seeing this one. I keep seeing the same one pinned over and over again. Please vote for your open mic project. Interesting. BTC Bulldog. All right. We have 163 votes here. All right. Doing some AMAs. All right. Let's just go all the way up. August 17th is the first pin message. Okay, we can't find anything above that. So we got about almost 3 months, just shy of 3 months of activity here. We got some random bot activity, but nothing crazy. It's pretty standard. Let's see what they said when I came in. Okay, nothing. All right. I was looking for some AMA recordings. They're talking about records. Whoa. just started a video chat, so that'll be cool to see how many people chime in into their video chat here. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on with the Telegram group. Okay, so I joined at 3:57. Last message was 3:06. So about an hour ago. So there's not a whole lot going on in here. Some stickers and gifts and that kind of stuff. Okay, someone's asking about social media influencers or crypto influencers. We're talking about crypto influencers. Marketing. Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be their marketing plans, but that's just for people who are pitching them stuff. Yeah, so I'm just looking to just see what the overall conversations are. So there seems like there's some more conversations happening when I'm definitely asleep than right now. Some early morning stuff. I appreciate this. This is some of the same graphics that were on the website. Yeah, like that's the same dude. So I talk about continuity and consistency amongst graphics. Like this is a prime example of that. Prime example of that. That same dude from the website, images and graphics and stuff. They made a sticker out of. I think that's really cool. Meaning they're just not throwing something together. You know, they're just not like throwing randomly something together, but there's like substance there. So we got 21 people in the voice chat, and it looks like our friend, what was his name? It wasn't Chris. It was something else. It was a C. Chuck. Our friend Chuck is in chat right now. Okay, let's do KYC. All right, so they did their KYC through Anani Docs. Okay, and then looks like all mods are known to the team in docs, but so the mods are docs to the team. And this is a, I don't know if you picked up on it, this is a trivia game. Alright, so the Nori Go team is docs and have gone over the legal examination to ensure everything they do in the project draws no legal penalty. He discussed the in-game rewards and 2 major models of the game. First model, holders can come play for free, which is some of the stuff that we previously covered. Let's see here. I think they've been doing a handful of AMAs. You know, AMA with travel ad. Yeah. So those are just a handful of things that I wanted to bring up and cover on Norigo. 32 people in their voice chat, and 2,100 people in their Telegram group as a whole. Let's look at one last thing before we hop off. Let's look up their website, or domain name rather. Creation date was February of this year. So about what, 8 months ago, maybe, give or take. 8 months ago. So yeah. Anybody have any questions or thoughts on this project? This is a project I'm going to be looking at for a handful of reasons. Some of the things that I like as a scout that stood out to me. The design of the website, there's intentionality behind it, and I can appreciate that. We have a I wouldn't say this is fully doxed, similar to that of Aaron. This is not fully doxed. It'd be nice to have some socials on here. That's one thing that's kind of missing. But I do appreciate that they did do was a naughty docs, or so that's pretty reputable. So that does bring some validity to what's going on. They also have a Certec. The way this site was laid out, I mean, it's like everything you want, everything you need, right there. Let's check out when the pre-sale is. So now the only downside here is we don't know any of the details. It doesn't look like we have the details for the pre-sale yet. Now it is Ethereum, so that is something to be mindful of. It is on the Ethereum network. Yeah, they have some nice questions here. Yep, and I believe Certec is 100% complete. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Yes, Certec is complete. So yeah, as a scout looking at this is why I was excited to, scout this project. And then I saw, Hellstrom had it. And like I said, he found it about 60 days before I did. So, hey, hats off to you. Kudos to you, my brother, for finding this one. This one has a lot of things that I would look for as a scout. So with that, I hope today's session was helpful. Whether it was us talking about the fair launches and you getting some new tools in your tool belt, whether it's us going over the mindset, going over the third decision, or the 5 ways of being of successful people, or even just going a breakdown of Norigo and just sharing some thoughts as we quickly. Again, this is not necessarily a vetting of this project. This is more so a scouting of this project. For me personally, what I'm looking for in projects, this one checks the boxes. Now, the one thing I'm kind of curious about, I mean, back in the day, every once in a while, I get Words with Friends, and Wordle. Every once in a while, a non action based game pops up and people enjoy it. And this one's based on trivia. Okay, this is based on trivia. Trivia by Norigo. PVN is our launch product. It serves as the platform's core user engagement and acquisition engine. The beta product will launch on the desktop as a browser-based interface. Our goal is to launch mobile offering by the end of the year. Hey, that answered my question. My question was, I wonder if it's going to be on PC or if it's going to be on mobile. And it's both. Now, this is also pretty cool. The fact that it's free to play, it's for anyone, including non-token holders. I think that's pretty cool. So anyway, as a scout, I see this and I'm like, oh man, I'm just drooling over this. There's a lot of pretty cool stuff they have going on with the project here. See what the news says real quick. See if there's any updates. Let's see. September 20th was the last one. Okay, no big deal. So with that, I hope that today's session was helpful and valuable. Feel free to hop over in Discord and share what your biggest takeaway was from today's session, and invite some people to come check us out on Thursday and join in on the conversation. And I'll create a thread for us for the fair launch process if anybody wants to do a little bit of research with me and dig in and see if we can crack the code on what's crack the code on how it makes what makes these projects tick, and how they can actually work out from a fair launch perspective. So yeah, with that I'll end like I always do. Life can be short, so for those that you care and love, let them know you care and love them. Now, I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for being a part of this epic and awesome community. We are truly building the bull market, and I'm so glad that we have the opportunity to work together. So thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Carl. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you all for watching live. If you're watching the replay, thank you for watching the replay. I know a handful of you guys always check it out. And like I said, so grateful to be a part of this community and working directly with you to build the future. So with that, I'll see you guys in Discord. Bye for now.